Welcome to the Sand Science Experience, your source for the most current and impactful research and preprints in science. Before we jump in, please take just a second to like this deep dive and subscribe. It really does help support the Sand Science Experience and lets us keep bringing you this kind of science. So today we're diving into something truly groundbreaking, the AI virtual cell, or AIVC. I mean, for ages, the living cell has been this ultimate black box, right? So much going on, we can only really guess. But what if we could actually map it all? Every interaction, every change, build like a digital twin of a cell.
That's precisely the ambition. And it's needed because, well, our traditional cell models, they're useful, sure, but they just can't capture the full picture. The sheer complexity, the way things operate on different scales, all interacting. It's incredibly dynamic, non-linear. Our old methods often just give us snapshots.
Snapshots versus the full movie. I like that. So what's changed? Why now? What makes this AIVC possible today?
It's really two things coming together. First, huge leaps in AI, especially these large neural networks. And second, the explosion of omics data.
Omics, right. Genomics, proteomics.
Exactly. Metabolomics, transcriptomics. We just have these massive data sets from high throughput tech giving us this unprecedented view inside the cell.
Okay, so it's more than just like a giant database. How does it actually work as this learned simulator you mentioned?
Right. It's not just storage. Think of it as a really sophisticated AI that learns to observe and simulate a cell from all angles. Its genes, its proteins, its physical shape. That's the multi-modal part. And it does this from the tiniest molecules up to how cells behave together in tissues. That's the multi-scale aspect. So it learns to simulate cell behavior under all sorts of conditions.
Wow. Okay, and I read about a key part called universal representation, or UR. Can you break that down a bit?
Yeah, the UR is critical. It's think of it like a biological Rosetta Stone. It's a learned numerical code, basically. A way for the AI to translate all the different types of biological data sequences, images, measurements into one unified language. This lets it connect dots across species, across different experiments, integrate existing knowledge, fill in gaps, and even predict things about cell states we haven't actually seen yet.
Okay, that's where my mind starts to bend a little. The predictive power. What can it actually tell us about, how cells will behave?
This is really where the game changes. The AIVC can model how cells respond dynamically. So it can predict what might happen if you perturb a cell, maybe add a drug, edit a gene, change its environment, things you haven't tested in the lab.
Without doing the experiment first.
Exactly. It can simulate how a cell might, say, differentiate into another cell type, or how a disease might progress over time. And crucially, it can even suggest why something happens, like what molecular mechanism is causing drug resistance. It helps narrow down the possibilities for scientists to test.
So it's enabling in silico experimentation, like doing biology inside the computer. How does that guide the actual science, the lab work?
Precisely. Virtual instruments inside the AIVC let you run simulations. You could screen thousands of potential drug compounds virtually, test genetic changes that might be too complex or risky to do physically right away, but it's smarter than just running simulations. The AIVC can actually figure out where its own knowledge is weak, where the gaps are, and then it can suggest the most informative new experiments for scientists to run in the real world to fill those specific gaps efficiently.
The potential impact feels enormous. Personalized medicine comes to mind immediately.
Oh, absolutely. Imagine engineering pancreatic beta cells, the ones that make insulin, but tailored specifically to your immune system to treat type 1 diabetes. Optimized just for you.
Wow. Or thinking about cancer, maybe really understanding the whole tumor microenvironment for an individual patient, finding targets we'd never see otherwise. True precision oncology.
Yeah, or even taking it a step further, diagnostic virtual cell models, a sort of personalized digital twin of your cells. It could monitor your health constantly, maybe flag subtle changes, suggest interventions before you even feel sick.
That's incredible. It feels like it shifts things from just testing ideas we already have.
Exactly. It shifts from just validating hypotheses to actively generating new ones. It creates this back and forth dialogue between the scientist and the virtual cell.
This sounds like a massive undertaking, though. It must require huge collaboration.
It absolutely does. Unprecedented collaboration, really, across universities, research institutes, industry, philanthropy, and critically, we need to prioritize open science, ethical use of data, and making sure these advances benefit everyone, all of humanity. It has to be a global effort.
So, the AI virtual cell. It seems poised to genuinely change the foundations of cell biology research, bridging AI and biology. helping us finally understand cells as these incredibly complex information processors, maybe even letting us eventually program new biological functions. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? Once we truly crack the cell's code, what new possibilities might open up? Remember to like this deep dive and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive with the Science Experience.